Hello again. Today you will learn terminology. There are a lot of technical words which you will listen in your manufacturing technician training. Before starting your training as a manufacturing technician, we want you to be familiar with these words so you can understand this training more effectively. Also, you will use these terminologies in your day-to-day life as a manufacturing technician. In this session, you may get a definition that you may not fully understand. Don't worry, in further training courses, this will pop up with an example. Just memorize the definition in that case for now. GMP, good manufacturing practices, are practices that have evolved over half of the century and documented, and there are guidance documents for good manufacturing. Please go over the GMP training to understand GMP. GDP, good documentation practices. There are certain rules and principles established within this industry to clearly document evidence of operations. Moreover, avoid and prevent falsification or manipulation of data. You will also go through a detailed training on GDP. Manufacturing floor, cleanroom, and shop floor. It is your manufacturing facility where you would be manufacturing drugs. The manufacturing facility is called by many names. Manufacturing technicians call it floor or shop floor as it's their own territory of work. It is also called clean room in general. Think of it as a room to its highest cleanliness for drug manufacturing. Gown or gowning, a special type of clothing worn at times of drug manufacturing or healthcare operations where utmost cleanliness is needed and operation is protected from any contamination. There is detailed training for understanding gowning. Most of us do know what a medical gown is. Raw material. Raw materials are referred to any and all materials that may be needed to manufacture a finished drug product. DS or API, drug substance. DS, or active pharmaceutical ingredient, API, is the biologically active component of a drug product, tablet, capsule, cream, injectable, that produces the desired chemical effect that actually cures the intended illness. Also called DS drug substance in the USA. DS is the term you will be using if you are getting this training in the USA. And if you are in Europe or elsewhere in the rest of the world, the common term is API DP. This is a manufacturing stage of a drug formulation where DS or API is mixed with some other chemicals to make it easily consumable. These extra chemicals are called excipient and binder. DP refers to drug product, drug filled and bottled without labeling and packaging. FDP. It is a stage of manufacturing where you have unlabeled, primarily packed drug ready for labeling and final packaging of drug before it's released to the market. An example would be injections filled with no labels on them, ready to be labeled and packed in boxes and put on pallets. This will be your primary responsibility as a manufacturing technician at a company with FDP stage. Finished drug product is what is FDP stands for binder. Similarly, binders are also some chemicals that are added to DS. An example of a binder would be a solvent that can help two chemicals mix together quickly and stay homogenized. Excipient. This is just an external chemical which is added to the DS, which can help your body consume the drug easily. Strawberry flavor of a cough syrup is an example of an excipient added to the drug. Aseptic operation. This method of manufacturing is the strictest in terms of air, personal, and surface cleaning monitoring that can produce a drug product absent of microorganisms right out of the manufacturing facility. You can confidently use this on a patient going for surgery directly to patient's bloodstream, putting all trust in the drug that no contamination can pass through those strict controls. Aseptic processing also represents grade A and B area of clean room, which is the top grade in terms of cleanliness. Terminal sterilization. It is the process of sterilizing products in their final container. In this process, we have filled vials or syringes that goes through these beams of laser lights that can kill any bacteria or germs present within the drug already packed in the syringes or vials. Formulation vessel. It is a stainless steel tank in which manufacturing technician mixes all the liquid or chemicals. It has automated temperature, pressure, and agitation speed controls. Fill vessel. It is a stainless steel tank in which manufacturing technician would transfer all the drug from formulation vessel. This is the vessel that gets connected to filling machine with help of a hose that sucks drug out of the fill vessel and fills in syringes or vials. Expiry date. Drug expiration dates reflect the time period during which the drug is known to remain stable. Hence, the drug should not be consumed after its expiry date has passed. HVAC. This is just like a central air conditioning system in your house, where air is supplied through ducts that go behind the walls and ceilings. HVAC system in cleanrooms have HEPA filter installed with the filter strength of 0.3 microns. The same air is circulated and filtered to stop any viable and non-viable particles from entering the cleanroom air. This system maintains the temperature and humidity in the manufacturing area. HEPA filter. HEPA is a type of air filter. It is known as high-efficiency particulate air. This type of air filter can remove at least 99.97% of dust, bacteria, and any air particles with a size of 0.3 microns. Differential pressure. The differential pressure, dP, refers to the difference in pressure between production area and surrounding areas. The simplest way it can be defined as: if I don't want a guest to bring dirt on their clothes when they reach my doorstep, I will blow air at them when they reach my door. That's exactly how the air pressure is set at doorways, entrances, and exits to keep the dirt particles from entering critical manufacturing areas. Environmental monitoring. It is a documented program which describes the routine particulate and microbiological monitoring of filling and manufacturing areas. There are 3 types of monitoring needed for all types of manufacturing: personal monitoring, air monitoring, surface monitoring. Once you understand how these 3 are monitored, you are golden. Validation. According to CGMP, validation in pharmaceutical industry is a process that you need to follow if you need to establish a procedure. Let's say, if you want to clean the clean room and validate that after using 3 chemicals in a sequence, the room will be free of any bacteria. To establish this procedure, you would perform this procedure 3 times in a row, document it each and every time with results. If all 3 times result is pass after the cleaning and swab sample test proves it, then your cleaning procedure is validated. Master batch record. It is also known as master formula record. It is a set of instructions that tells you how to produce a product batch. It's like a complete recipe. Batch production record. It is a written document from batch that is prepared during the pharmaceutical manufacturing process. It contains step-by-step records of data of the whole batch manufacturing process. SOP. Standard operating procedure is a written procedure for any process that is followed during the operation of any system or equipment. AQL. Acceptable quality level is a sampling plan by visual inspection according to batch size. It is used to decide the suitability of the lot for next stage of the process. Autoclave. It is also known as steam sterilizer. It is a machine used to sterilize pharmaceuticals products and equipments by the help of high pressure and high steam temperature. Deperogenation tunnel. It is a machine used to sterilize glass vials and ampoules by using extremely high temperatures. It also removes pyrogens from the glass vials and ampoules. This is like sterilizing your glassware in an oven, where at this scorching heat no bacteria can survive. Pyrogens. It is a chemical produced by bacteria, and once it enters human blood, it causes fever. CIP. Clean in place. It is a process to clean manufacturing vessels at their place. In other words, some equipment which is stationed at a place and cannot be moved for a cleaning and cleaned at the same place it is located. SIP. Sterilization in place. It is a process to sterilize manufacturing vessels at their place. Same as CIP. Impurities. Pharmaceutical impurities are the unwanted chemicals that remain with active pharmaceutical ingredients, API, or drug product formulations. It may affect the quality, safety, and efficacy of drug products. Petri plate. These Petri plates contain culture media. Media is food of microorganisms, which usually contains cryptic soy broth. It helps microorganisms for their growth, just like food is important for our growth. These Petri plates are put in the cleanroom's environment at specific spots. These spots are decided by Quality Control Department under the FDA guidelines provided. Particles in air can easily collide with media in Petri plate and sit there to the sticky media gel in Petri plate. Once these bacteria stick on media surface, they will start growing as they are sitting on their food. Non-viable particle, just like the name non-viable. These particles are not alive. It is a tiny particle that can be dirt, dust, a tiny fiber, or any other fiber particles that are actually not a living being, but still can enter the drugs and pose harms to human. Viable particle, an exact opposite of non-viable particle. All the microorganisms present in the air that are alive, like bacteria and germs that can grow, are all viable particles. NVPC, non-viable particle count, is a test used to determine the quality of clean room air. It measures the invisible tiny particles. Calibration. This refers to the process where you can determine if an instrument or device is producing accurate or correct results. By checking any equipment's full potential by an established set of tests performed by the manufacturer through calibration process. Qualification. It is the act of planning, executing, and recording tests on equipment and instrument which form part of the validated process to demonstrate that it works correctly and leads to the expected results. SAP. This is inventory management software used widely in biotech and manufacturing industry for creating unique material numbers for material management. Bright stock is the process where drug-like tablets or syrups are packed into individual units. In the case of tablets, it would be packing tablets in plastic bottles. In case of a liquid syrup, the bright stock process would be filling syrup into the bottles. Quarantine area. It's simply an area where under-processed product or material is kept. Generally, under test or unreleased materials are stored in quarantine area. In a layman's term, let's say if something is ready to be shipped to the market, pending some test results, then this area is kind of a holding area till everything gets cleared. Filling operations in manufacturing refers to a stage where drug is being filled into individual units like bottles, vials, syringes. Visual inspection. This is an inspection process that you would do during all manufacturing operations to check if there are any leaks or any breakages while on the job. These visual inspection instructions are provided at the time of filling to ensure the seal on the bottle seems okay or not, or report or stop the machine. You get the point. Proper training will be provided on the job. You need to understand the compliance and significance behind the actions and operations. Line clearance. This is a process that is used globally. A person from Quality Assurance Department comes to the manufacturing floor before the manufacturing activities can begin and checks if the cleaning is performed according to the procedure and recorded in the logbook. This QA person also conducts a visual inspection of the area to make sure equipments are calibrated and ready to be used. After confirming nothing is missing according to the checklist, this QA person then signs on BPR, and then only production can begin. This procedure is followed globally at all manufacturing facilities. WFI, water for injection, is the purest grade of pharmaceutical bulk water. It is used as solvent for the drug manufacturing process.